Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Montre, and today I want to kind of make it a little light and friendly. I think we've had a lot of negativity online, a lot of just doom and gloom subjects when it comes to the Mandela effect. So I wanted to talk about something a little bit more friendly, a little bit more fun. And I want to ask, what do you think about time travel? There's a few people who have discussed whether or not we are on some alternate timeline, or whether there are multiple timelines that have converged into each other. And I think that's a pretty fun idea. Actually, this is one of my most favorite theories when it comes to the Mandela effect, because I love the idea of time travel. I love movies like Back to the Future and stuff like that. So thinking of that, the possibility of time travel could be possible kind of excites me. So I wanted to discuss that with you. What do you guys think about time travel? And could it be possible that possibly somebody has traveled back in time and changed things? And now we're on some alternate timeline, sort of like the butterfly effect. If one person does something, then it ripples and causes a whole bunch of changes. But instead of everybody forgetting things, some of us have memories of alternate timelines that don't exist anymore. Is that possible? Could it happen? Could somebody time travel? There are a few people who've been talking about JFK, John F. Kennedy, and the assassination of John F. Kennedy, and that's a few videos have been made about it. And before I even go into it, and that's not even the subject of my discussion today, but before I go into it, it has a lot to do with time travel. What do you remember about the JFK assassination? Think about it for a second. What actually do you remember? What kind of car was it? What was the first lady wearing? Where was JFK in the car? How many people were in the car? Was it a 4-door or was it a 2-door? How many seats were there? How many people were in the car? Now, I'm not going to give you these answers. I want you to just think about that. How many people were in the car? How many seats were in the car? And go back and check those videos, because there's a big discussion on how big the car was, on whether JFK was in a 6-seater or was he in a 4-seater, and how many other people were in the car with him. If you know that answer, go back and I want you to Google it. I'm not going to give you those answers because I have my own ideas of what I think it could be. But like I said, it might be a Mandela effect, and if so, then perhaps time has changed, and that's kind of creepy. But then again, who knows? Who knows? Because I kind of have memory of both things, and I'm not going to tell you which one, or I'm not going to claim which one is true. But that's also been a thing of mine, and I've been discussing with a few people of having memory of both timelines, or having memory of two different realities. Now, since we're talking about time travel, I want to go back and tell you a story about when I was growing up. Actually, it wasn't that many years ago. Before my father died, he was discussing with me that he believed in time travel. And he was like, Trey, I want to tell you something. And I was like, okay, what, Dad? And he was like, I can time travel. And I looked at my dad and I was like, okay, yeah, right, sure. I said, okay, Dad, how can you time travel? And he was like, and I was thinking, okay, he's talking about his memories. And I'm thinking, how is that time travel? But now that I think about it, what if we are always time traveling every time we think back at a memory? What if that actually is time travel, is just remembering things, going back in our memories and remembering things? What if that is just a form of time travel? What if we could actually time travel, if we could actually harness the power of remembering to some exponential level? Wouldn't that be crazy or wild? Let's not even use the word crazy anymore. Wouldn't that just be amazing? And I thought about that. This is not a new thought. There's a couple of movies and science fiction that actually speak about consciously time travel, not physically time travel. I'm not talking about Back to the Future type, get in a DeLorean and go back in time. But what if time travel wasn't a physical thing, but it was actually a conscious thing, something that you did in your mind and you went back? Now, one of my favorite movies that I want you to see, if you haven't seen it, and I have it right here, I actually bought it. It's one of my favorite movies. It's called Source Code. And I don't believe it's been Mandela, but if it changes on me, let me know. But it's called Source Code with Jake Gyllenhaal. And without giving the movie away, he time travels to a same point in time, not in his own body, but in the body of another person. And when he does that, he has the ability to change that timeline. But what happens is he keeps dying back and forth in this timeline. So he keeps getting sent back to that same time point. Now in reality, he is sitting in a hospital, well, not a hospital bed, he's sitting in a machine that he's hooked up to, and he's disabled. But he's time traveling in his mind back to a certain point to stop these murders. But he keeps getting killed back and again and again and again and again until he learns his lesson and tries to save the day. You gotta watch the movie, it's very deep, but the whole point is that he's time traveling in his mind back to a certain point in time until he learns how to manipulate time and actually get free of the time loop. So Source Code is a very good movie, you should check it out. There's also another show that I guess if you were born in the 90s, you're probably not familiar with, but if you were born before that, you might remember it, and I want to show you a clip of it.
Theorizing that one could time travel within his own lifetime, Dr. Sam Beckett stepped into the quantum leap accelerator and vanished. He awoke to find himself trapped in the past, facing mirror images that were not his own, and driven by an unknown force to change history for the better. His only guide on this journey is Al, an observer from his own time, who appears in the form of a hologram that only Sam can see and hear. And so Dr. Beckett finds himself leaping from life to life, striving to put right what once went wrong, and hoping each time that his next leap will be the leap home.
That show was called Quantum Leap, and it was with Scott Bakula, who starred as Sam Beckett, who time traveled once again inside of a machine, but he did it consciously, and also he would possess the bodies of people who had some type of same genetic code as him, but within his own time, his own lifetime, and he would change things for the good through these people. And that makes me think, you know, there's a lot of people who've been bringing up a lot of spiritual things with the Mandela effect and what's been going on. What if everything we know about angels and demons are actually people from the future time traveling backwards and trying to make things right? And maybe there are other people who are doing bad things and they could be considered demons, and they're doing really crazy things for their own benefit to try to change time. I mean, come on, look, Trump is running for president. I don't know how much crazier it can get. How did that happen? So, I don't know, time travel is an interesting thought. It's a fun thought. So I want your thoughts on what you think about time travel. Is it possible? Could it be possible? And if it was, how do you think it would happen? Give me your 2 cents about that, because if you don't do it, then who will? Peace out.